Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now it is autumn of 2023 and a bit of a ritual I've begun on the channel at autumn every year is to do an update to my everyday carry videos. And the last one I did I think was autumn 22, but a lot has changed in my EDC since last year, because I'm always on the lookout for new items with which to refine the little things that I carry around each day, which help me overcome the challenges of life. So, as I say, got some refinements today. Some things remain the same, but I've got some new items just to show you. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you, which I think I have mentioned in a previous EDC, is what I carry, my everyday carry kit around with me. And that is this is from the American brand called Nutsack, and this is a Tacksack 13. Now it's kind of a briefcase satchel really, and I've had this now for about a year. It's a really practical way of carrying things around. It's a wax canvas bag which has got full grain leather sort of accessories on it. So the base is leather, the sort of flat is leather. And it comes with a nice sturdy carrying handle with leather on it and an over-the-shoulder clip-off or clip-on carrying handle. When you open it up, there's loads of room inside. You can actually put in additional pouches which clip onto the molly system inside, and I have found this to be a really practical companion to carry my things around with me. Fits my MacBook 13 Pro in here very nicely and allows me to carry my bits and pieces. Big capacious capacity in there, lots of pockets on the inside and the outside, and I rather like its sort of rugged, rustic appeal. It's something that I carry around when I'm in the city. I took this to London with me last week. It went well with my tweed kit and it looks rather nice. So it carries everything that I need in here. So let's go through what my everyday carry looks like. So first of all, I'm going to get the larger bulky items out the way. Pretty much always got a book. Remember, if you're not reading, you're not investing in yourself. It's probably the simplest, most practical way that a gentleman can self-invest. So I've always got a book with me, and that's always quite practical. Now, when I'm not reading a book, I'm writing in a book. It's kind of a habit I've picked up over the years, and journaling is definitely something that I use for self-development, mental wellness, and all sorts of things. And through having tried many journals, I've struck upon the Leuchtturm as my favourite. So it's a German brand, it's quite well regarded, and the reason I like the Leuchtturm is really, it comes down to the simplest thing, it's the paper quality. Now this is the A5 Leuchtturm journal, hardback, costs around 18 British pounds, which I think is a very approachable price, and it just has all of the qualities that I look for in a nice journal. It's got 80 GSM, grams per square metre weight of paper. The paper is also beautiful, takes a fountain pen wonderfully. And I always write in a fountain pen, so it works out just right for me. Just lovely, lovely journal. And they come in all different colours. So when I finish one, I move on to another colour. And that way I keep a little spark of interest in regards to the colour of my books going as the year goes on. Now, to write in my journal, I have different types of pens. So I use a ballpoint quite often for taking notes, things like that. And the pen which I use is this. It's called a Tombow and it's called an Airpress. Now this is a cracking little everyday carry pen. It only costs, I think, £6.50. Picked it up from Amazon myself. And the beauty of this pen, it's rugged, it's got nice sort of gel inserts in the grip area, so it makes it nice and easy to grip. It's quite small, you can carry it in a bag, in a pocket, does a great job. It's also got a very robust clip on it, which means you can clip it over a book, over a pocket, or clip it inside your everyday carry bag like I do. Really practical. But what's really good about this pen, it's called the Airpress for a reason. When you use the clicker on it, which is quite fidgety in itself, quite relaxing, but when you use the Airpress, it pressurizes the ink inside the refill inside, which means you can write on this with this pen upside down or on any angle you like. It's not it isn't dependent on the gravity forcing the ink to the center of the ballpoint. It's actually the pressure which you use by clicking it. So really, really practical little EDC pen. Takes normal refills. I've been using this for probably about 8 months now, and I absolutely love this one. It comes in a range of different colors, so you can sort of match your personality to your pen, but it writes rather nicely for when you want notes on the go, or you want a pen that you want to write up against a wall or something like that. You know, if you're leaning on something, the air pressure in this one does the job perfectly. And I say, really inexpensive. You can have a couple. Right, so let's look at what other types of pen. Right, so when I'm writing in my journal, much as I like my AirPress pen for notes, I prefer something a little more classical and a bit more quality driven. And for that purpose, I have got this really wonderful little pocket pen, as they call them. Now this is from Tom's Studio. Tom's Studio is a British company. I believe they're from Dorset, and they've only been in existence maybe several years. Not, you know, they're not a sort of heritage company. And I believe it's a couple who run the company. Tom being the eponymous chap behind the pens. He's a designer and he creates these pens. And this pocket pen, I think it came out earlier in 2023. I saw it being reviewed by another YouTuber and I thought, that's just up my tree, because normally my pocket pen of choice is a Kaweco Sport, right, which are great. German brand, good little pen, can't fault them. But I thought, let's try something a little bit more British and something a little more out there. What I like about this pen, for a start, it's a two-piece pen, as you probably gather. You pull it apart, gravity holds it together, and it's got these lovely little rubber O-rings which hold it all together. It's absolutely robust. Nothing's going to happen to this pen in your pocket. You separate them, and then you put them together, right? And what you have there is a full-size pen from that little pen that you originally saw. Now, it's not a compromise. The Kaweco Sport feels like a small pen even when it's been put together. But this Tom's Studio pocket pen feels like a full-size pen. You've got a full-size nib on this, and it's a real cracking little writer. I really enjoy writing with this. It's been very well engineered. So the bit where you hold, it's got these little sort of machining on it, almost hard to see at all. But it means your grip is uninterrupted by any sort of layers or little ridges, and it feels like you're really holding a nice quality pen. When it's put together in one full piece, it's beautifully weighted, and you can write along all afternoon. Feels very comfortable. At the same time, in just a few quick twists, you've got this lovely little piece. The upper part of the pen is hexagonal, so when you lay it down, it's not going to roll off the end, because the hexagonal elements to it, the facets, keep it all in one place. And for the princely sum of 85 British pounds, which is totally competitive to the Kaweco Sport, this is a right little cracker. Takes normal size cartridges, standard international cartridges, or you can actually fill up the shaft here. It's what they call an eyedropper pen as well, which will get you enough ink to probably last you a month unless you're a prolific writer. But for me, that's been a real find this last year. I think I'm going to do a standalone video on that pen because I've loved it so much. Real cracker. It makes the sort of journaling mission so much easier when you're out and about. So, moving on. What else have I got? Winter months coming up. Need a torch. Always got a torch in my EDC bag. This is just a little, I've had this for over a year now. This is an Olight torch. It's, quite cheap and cheerful. Let me think, how much was it? It's about £22 this was. But it has, only got one AAA battery inside, and it does deliver something like 180 lumens of illumination when you need it. So, maybe you're getting in and out the car, you're walking around the house, whatever. This is just what you need. It's really quite heavy. It's quite a chunker, it's not a flimsy little thing. It's made of solid metal. It's also got a great little clip on it, which will either clip onto the sort of peak of a cap, or into a pocket, or into a bag. Really practical little item, that, for a very modest price. So I really like that one. What else have I got in my bag? Last thing in my bag, my glasses. So I wear my glasses. I've got a little leather glasses case there, which keeps it all together for me so I can see what's going on. That's my EDC bag. Let me talk about what I've got on my person. So, reaches into the pockets. Back pocket, I am still clinging on to my iPhone 12 mini. Now the reason I'm hanging on to this one, I've had it over 3 years now, is because Apple no longer do mini versions of their current range. I think it's the iPhone 15 at the moment, telephones, right? And I like smaller phones which fit nicely in the pocket. But to be honest, I think I'm going to upgrade this one within the next few months because I'm looking to get a better camera. I use this quite a lot when I'm filming things for the channel. So I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go for a larger phone. A little bit awkward because I probably won't be able to fit them in the back pocket, but there we are. What else have I got here in the back pocket? My wallet. I'm still carrying, probably 3 years in now. This is my Carl Friedrich Swanfield wallet, I think it's called. Absolutely lovely vegan vachetta leather, and it's patinaing beautifully. It's going on a lovely journey of colour the longer I've owned it. It's just right to keep the number of cards which I carry in there, a little bit of money as well. My favourite little wallet, can't fault that. What else have I got here? My knife, right? So over the years, people have asked me when I do an EDC why I do not focus or talk about an everyday carry knife. And basically the reason I was unable to do so is because I used to work in law enforcement, and my employer made it known that they didn't want me talking about knives on my YouTube channel. Well, I parted company with that employer over a year ago, and now I can talk freely about pocket knives. I'm not glamorizing knives, but they do have a very practical application. And this is a Heine Haynes windmill pocket knife. I have had this since the beginning of 2023. You'll have seen it on many of my videos because I often take it out and I use it to weight down the pages on my journal when I'm talking in my videos. So you might have seen it in my videos, but it's a stainless steel, small little penknife. The reason why I like this one is because it has a clip on it, which is ideal for wearing in the pocket, and it's light enough and sturdy enough to be just very useful. It is a UK legal carry knife, which means with the blade extended, it's not a locking knife, which would be illegal by definition, and the blade length is 74 millimeters, I believe. So it makes it entirely legal for me to carry around. So it's ideal. What else can I tell you? Also, aside from the knife itself, which is practical, rugged, good solid piece of steel, and I could tell you what the steel is because it's written on there, 329 steel, but it's a nice steel, keeps its edge. I've hardly had to sharpen it. It's been doing me a great job. The shape is sheepfoot shaped blade, if you're that interested. I wouldn't have known that, but very good. Very practical indeed. Also, when we talk about practicality, it's got a really nice little scissors on there, which I've found very useful for the occasions for cutting string, cutting through other sort of packing things and so on. Sluts down nicely into the pocket. It's a really great little carry, and I should have told you it costs 19, is it? £19. Sounds too good to be true, but that's what it costs. Heine Haynes. Great little collection of knives they have, and that is one of my favourites. Oh, and finally, the last thing as ever, my wristwatch of choice. Now, it's autumn, and I do tend to wear wristwatches depending on the time of year. And autumn for me is always a time for a little bit of rose gold. So I think I actually had this one on in my last EDC as well, because I also filmed that in autumn, but it's the Rolex GMT Master 2 that they often refer to as the root beer because of its historic sort of relationship, and it is particularly noted because it has a brown and a black bezel. It allows you to keep track of a second time zone by way of a GMT additional hand on the dial, and this model has a gold bezel, a gold crown, and a gold sort of element to the bracelet, and that little hint of rose gold just tends to look just right for the autumn for me as the colours change from vibrant greens to the more browns and ruddy reds of the autumn time. It is water resistant to 100 metres, screw down crown, really solid little 40mm watch. I've had it for a good few years now, and yeah, it's my favourite autumn watch, and yeah, it's one of my favourites. So there we go. That is my updated everyday carry. Couple of things you won't have seen before, or evolutions where I've had other things in the past and I'm always looking for new things. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your EDC is like in the comments section below, or send me an email. My email address is on the screen. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, press your subscribe button to see more. If you'd like to support the channel, other than leaving me a comment, you can buy me a coffee or become a patron, because I make additional video content for my patrons each and every week. And to find out how to get involved with all that, follow the links you'll find in the show notes below. And I just want to put a disclaimer here. I am not sponsored, nor have I been paid to talk about any of the products, ever for that matter, but particularly today. These are all products which I genuinely carry every day and help me get through the challenges of life. So there we go. Until the next time, take care, carry your EDC to solve your problems, and I will see you again very soon.